Yo, what up, y'all? I'm just gonna dive right in. We all done heard about the whole entire Sony versus Xbox Call of Duty Activision Blizzard deal, how Sony is trying to block the deal. Now, the only solution I can really come up with is to really help Xbox out in this situation here, to have a backup plan. It's because those Decepticons over there at Sony don't care. I'm just gonna be real. They really don't care about nothing but money and greed. So you have to basically fight fire with fire. You can't Xbox cannot be the nice guy anymore. They are going to have to turn it up, a little bit more. You have to be a little bit more aggressive. I know that's not really in their DNA, but Sony is fighting so dirty right now. Jim Ryan is fighting so dirty right now. They're doing everything in their power to stop this deal from going through. And the only thing I really can come up with is that Xbox really can do is pretty much use their strategy against them. And that's a start. Once this deal goes through, you use their own strategy against them so that you can pretty much gain even more of the Japanese market, more fan base. It's 1.6 billion gamers over there. That is a lot of gamers, bro. That is a lot of gamers. I ain't say million. I said 1.6 billion with a B, not an M. So those ponies over there, those Decepticons over there at Sony needs to be taught a lesson. And the only way to really do it is to pretty much learn their strategy, what they're doing. What they can do, start off like they already been doing. They already are. See, Xbox is already on the right path. Uncle Phil is already over there shaking hands and making friends. Buy up so many Japanese studios, start creating story-driven, adventure, first, third person or whatever, adventure games, strategy games, pretty much the same recipe is like that can compete with God of War, for example, Horizon, Ghost of Tsushima, Uncharted, things like that. Start buying up studios that create those games to fight fire with fire. So that way, Sony don't have no leverage over Xbox anymore, because we already know somebody over there knows that recipe. Now, we may not know it over here in the States, in the US, but over there, somebody knows it. Great start. Let me tell you, Death Stranding. We all know Kojima. Perfect example. He's already working on a game for Xbox. Now, you don't think Sony is salty about that? You don't think all the fanboys are mad about? Go back and look it up, like how they called Kojima out. They were like, "Oh man, you traitor, you betrayed us to be a bot." You know how mad they were when they found out Death Stranding is coming to PC Game Pass? Yeah, I'm talking about, man, this is true, man. I mean, a lot of people, I'm telling you, man, listen. The only way they can really fight this battle now is they cannot be nice. Xbox cannot be the nice guy that we once knew. Uncle Phil cannot be the nice guy anymore. Like, he have to act and be another Jim Ryan, but not the lying part, not that part, not the greed and grimy part, but just stand up for yourself. Don't let Sony push you around just because they're the market leaders. Like, it's a way you can do it the right way without having to basically offend anyone, pretty much rob anyone of their hard-earned money, like Sony have been doing for years, doing all these little nasty exclusive backdoor deals, being greedy, grimy, shady, nasty, stealing away stuff like Spider-Man, and then want to try to play the victim. It gets to a point where I'm pretty sure you guys are burnt out by this by now, but it's the hottest thing out in these gaming streets. Like, it's hard not to talk about it because it's everywhere. You can't escape it, bro. It's like, this is the biggest purchase anybody have ever pretty much made that I can really think of, that we know. I mean, it probably have been more But I mean, as in the gaming industry, though, this has been the biggest. That should let Sony know that they're actually playing with fire, because if Xbox really wanted to do them dirty, they can really do Sony dirty. You don't think Uncle Phil knows that? Jim Ryan is over there crying to regulators over there in the CMA over there in UK. They are extremely mad about the whole Blizzard Activision deal in Brazil. You don't think that they're still like, how did they pass it? But UK is still kind of going over it and kind of, they're looking over it a little too much. It's like they're digging too deep. They're thinking too much into it instead of looking at it for what it is. It's helping the gaming industry, and more so listening more so one-sided. They're being more one-sided with the whole entire thing, like the whole anti-competitive thing. Okay, how can this generation Xbox is trying to compete, all of a sudden at a snap of a finger it's going to be anti-competitive? It's inadequate. They're going to, just because of one game, that is going to destroy PlayStation as a platform. Not the movies, not the tech, not the laptops and the phones and the cameras and the headphones and the controllers, all the accessories. Only PlayStation. That's the only thing that they said Xbox is going to destroy. Not Nintendo, not cloud gaming, not PC. Only PlayStation is going to be affected by this. That is the only person that is going to be affected by this. It's PlayStation. And we have to stand up as the gaming community, as the content creators, as the bloggers, the vloggers, as a good gaming community, have to stand up for stuff like this, because all of us, if they stop this deal, all of us are going to hurt that's in Game Pass ecosystem. So it don't just hurt one person. Sony, you got to think about that. Sony is not just hurting Xbox. Sony is actually the bad one. They don't care about anybody outside of Sony and PlayStation. If you are a PC gamer, if you're Nintendo, cloud gaming, Xbox, whatever, mobile, wherever you play at, they don't care about you. If you're not locked into that PS5, PS4 plastic box, they don't care about you. You're not their friend, you're their enemy. So that's the part a lot of gamers in the gaming community have to understand. See, these fanboys already know what's up. They already know what's up. The ponies, they already know what's up. That's why they stand behind Jim Ryan, because they know they have favoritism in these gaming streets. Now, if the tables will turn, let's say Xbox was doing all this dirty, greedy, grimy stuff, they would have been stopped Xbox in their tracks. Just stole away Spider-Man. Didn't even come back and offer it on Game Pass. That's Xbox juggernaut. That's their gold mine right there. Just like the PS5 is Sony gold mine. You ain't rocking with Sony unless you rocking with that PlayStation. Come on now, let's be real. Let's not sit here and play these little games like, I support Sony, everything they do. The movies, the shows. If it ain't Spider-Man or that PlayStation, you ain't really rocking with Sony like that. What else? Name it. Name something else that you've been rocking with Sony since day one with, except that Sony PlayStation. Especially those little fanboys. Because they're brainwashed and hypnotized by the AAA bangers. It's all good in this gravy, but when it's coming to this level of greed and shadiness and nasty and dirty and deceitful, like, bro, this is the worst, console war, because they're showing their true colors over there at UK. Jim Ryan is showing his true colors. I never seen Sony really say much. Like, until now, I never really seen them come out and express their true feelings on how they feel about anything. Like, they always been like they've been like a creepy, crawly, sneaky, grimy, and greedy. Like, you won't hear much about them. You won't know much about it unless, like the content creators or the bloggers, vloggers speak on it. You won't really know very much about it. You won't really hear about it much, but you're gonna hear about it now, because everything is going to start to come out slowly but surely, you're gonna start hearing about everything. How do you think we know about the blocking rights that Sony been doing? Blocking games from coming to Game Pass, blocking stuff from coming to PC, Nintendo, cloud gaming, mobile. These are things they've been doing for years, stealing from their fan base since 2015. If it's one thing, then it's another. You know, it's like it's getting to the point where we are going to take forever in the date. Hopefully in another year we can get back to gaming, because it just don't make any sense that we have gone so far off track from gaming and talking about games, and it's like we got so tied up in this whole console war thing, and nobody's really going over games, and now Sony is getting away with all these remakes and remasters because nobody's really focusing on that. It's like, and the studios are noticing it too. All the gaming developers like, hey, we can kind of catch them off guard these next couple years and kind of buy us some time to figure out what the direction that we really want to go in. You know, they are really going to have to go back to the drawing board with or without. Let's just X out the whole entire Call of Duty deal right now, and let's just get back to gaming for a second. Both sides are going to have to figure out what we're going to do with Call of Duty. Okay, because obviously Sony ain't finna let it go. Uncle Phil and Xbox ain't finna let it go. So what do we go from here? Do we just keep bumping heads? Like two rounds. You know how they like one on each side and the other would just like put his legs in the air and they just keep ramming each other real hard. Like, are we gonna keep doing like a crash dummy test and just keep ramming into each other like that? Like, it's just like, come on, man. Like, are we gonna just sit here and continue to let the game industry go downhill because nobody wants to compete anymore? Obviously, everybody seems like they have gotten lazy. They're not being creative and innovative like they say they want to be. The things that we're hearing about, it's either taking forever for them to announce it or make it. Y'all ain't noticing that? Like, it's taking Sony forever to announce something. It's taking forever in a day for them to even give us some gameplay. Can we get some gameplay of God of War? Like, man, come on. We're a month away, like almost less than a month away from the game being released. We ain't seen nothing. Where's Waldo? Oh my goodness, these ponies are out of control, bro. Left and right. We're hearing all these stories come out. CMA is over there tripping right now in UK. What are you gonna do, CMA? Like, if you know Xbox is not gonna go down without a fight. So what are you looking over? What are you trying to say to us? You're trying to really convince the Xbox and Microsoft community that this is a bad idea for the gaming industry. You're trying to side with Jim Ryan. This guy will drive you off the cliff. And this is who y'all siding with. Like I said before when I got on Google Stadia, I was like, Google, what are you doing? This dude will shank you before you even blink twice. He will backstab you before you can even... Come on, man. Are y'all serious right now? This is a joke. How much money is Sony paying these regulators? How much money is they paying the CMA under the table money? Because we all know Sony is used to doing these little exclusive, under the table, backdoor deals to try to get their way, because they have been getting spoiled for so many years, since the 90s, bro. So yeah, they have built up their reputation. They are the market leaders. But at the same time, you can become so cocky until you can lose yourself. You know, like you can really get lost being that high up for so long. And then now that's why they're flatlining at the top. They're not being creative. They don't care. They don't even care about their own fan base, what they ask for. They don't want to compete with Game Pass, with PlayStation Plus Premium Cloud Gaming and mobile. It's over 95% of people on their mobile phones playing games. And they say they're not worrying about what Game Pass is doing. Game Pass is on mobile, TVs, consoles, PCs. Come on, Steam Deck. They even have other cloud gaming, little handheld, little Game Boys out there now in the market. And this is the direction that the gaming industry is going, and Sony is still playing around, joking around, clowning around. Now, we don't really got much time left in this year to really hear some good news coming from Sony side. Like, all we have been hearing is bad news and like embarrassing news. Which one is worse? Is the bad news? Is like really think about it though. Which one is worse? Is the bad news bad, or the crying? Which one is worse? Because we ain't really hearing much. Come 2023, we ain't really hearing much come 2023 on Sony's side either. A lot of fanboys are getting nervous. Because they're like, wait a minute, we've been, kind of letting them off the hook this generation, this year, and we ain't really heard much but remakes are on the way. We ain't hearing like games except Spider-Man. After God of War, what else? It's going to be dry. And for Spoken, and the rest are going to be multiplats and indie games. So a lot of people are like, wait a minute. Wait, it's starting to look like PS5 ain't about to have no games. A lot of people are switching over. I'm hearing that. Those Japanese games are coming. They're on the way. They already flooding Game Pass right now. The floodgates are open for Game Pass. Anybody wants to work with Uncle Phil and Xbox, the gates are open. Anybody wants to try to do a deal and work with Sony, the gates are closed. And there's one reason for that, because they have a paywall up. You have to pay to play. PlayStation Stars, you gotta pay to talk to customer service. PS5, they jacked the price up. The controllers, how much is the new controller going to cost? How much is VR going to cost? These are things I have to keep reminding you guys over and over so I can instill it in your mind so you will understand that Sony is not your friend. They are all about business. Not saying that Xbox ain't about business too, but they both have different business strategies. Like, Sony's strategy is to do everything to milk your pockets. They ain't trying to bring you no value with PlayStation Plus Premium. We ain't doing day ones. But then they go back on their word, and now they're saying, oh, we're gonna have live subscription service games coming. They're gonna have that coming. And so I'm thinking to myself, okay, are you gonna jack the price up on PlayStation Plus Premium? What, it's gonna be like $20, $25 a month now? Because it's gonna come with a price tag, because that is a premium quality console. That's what we stress so much, guys. It's not like you can't look at Sony, you can't look at the PS5 that they're gonna bring you value. You have to look at it like, man, if I make this decision to get this over the Xbox, you're gonna get value with the Xbox with Game Pass, day ones. You can pretty much buy that for the price of a Xbox and the game. You can get Game Pass for the rest of the year. With Sony, you can get the PS5, but you can get one game. You're not gonna get games for the rest of the year. You're only gonna get that one game because they're not doing day ones. So they're locking you down to a plastic box. That's their strategy. They know they bringing the quality. They know they're a premium console, but it's coming with a premium price tag. That's the difference. So it's not saying not to get a PS5. All I'm saying is you just make sure you got your pockets right to afford a PS5. I'm hearing out here in these gaming streets, bro, people are trading them in left and right because they can't afford them, because of inflation, because of the cost of living, gas, food. People got kids, they got responsibilities out here, not worrying about I gotta sacrifice to play a plastic box when that's supposed to be my downtime to just have fun and enjoy myself. But no, think Jim Ryan cares about that? I gotta pay for this $1 million yacht. I gotta pay for this $5 million house. I don't got time to worry about your pockets when I'm worrying about how much I can milk you for, drain you dry to this well ran dry. And we're gonna keep doing remakes because we know these little fanboys and ponies are gonna buy them. They're gonna support them. So how can we make a stand against something and then you have one side over here supporting it? What sense does that make? Make this make sense, people. See, I'm just a messenger. But I know I have to go over these things every so often and keep drilling it and drilling it and drilling it to some people, because see, we have newcomers coming in. They ain't heard these stories. They don't know how Sony's being greedy and grimy. They don't know. You know how many times I have heard that? People are like, man, I'm glad I ain't messing with Sony like that no more. I'm glad I chose an Xbox over PS5. I'm glad I ain't rooting for the wrong team if I can't afford it. Go where the value is if you know your pockets aren't right, man. Yes, you want those AAA bangers, but don't worry. Xbox have them on the way next year. So you ain't got to worry about missing out on AAA bangers. If you got a PC, you got a Steam Deck or laptop, you can play PlayStation Plus Premium right now and jump into the PlayStation ecosystem. The only thing is you're gonna have to have a PS4 controller. See, that's another little gimmicky little thing that they have going on. But if you can't afford a PS5 or you can't find a PS4 or PS5 on the market, we some of us live in different regions, different countries. But they may have a PC, they may have a laptop, they may have a Steam Deck. All you gotta do is just click the link down in the description and download it to your PC or Steam Deck, you know, or laptop. Same thing with Xbox. Y'all guys want to jump into the ecosystem? You can play that Game Pass on so many different things, bro. It's bringing you guys value. But I like to go over these things, man, because I know we have a lot of people that don't know. And I know a lot of y'all guys will say, man, he talks about this a lot. But it's heating up between Sony and Xbox. And you know, we're gonna be in the middle of it. We're gonna see this all the way through to next year, because it's not letting up, bro. It's getting worse between the two. You know, it's like a prize fight. And I know Uncle Phil wants to he wants to lay Jim Ryan out. If those two guys ever see each other in these streets, because he is so annoying. Like, y'all don't think Jim Ryan is annoying? Like, at some point, you got to be like, man, I'm tired of this dude. Every time I turn around, he's trying to annoy me and make us back out of this deal, or he's trying to use his favoritism to win this deal over us and pretty much stop and block the Call of Duty Activision Blizzard deal. It should be a law where, okay, if someone have already accepted, they should automatically tell Sony to shut up, go somewhere and hide. Because obviously, if somebody that big already didn't see a problem with it, and they already told Sony that we're not going to protect you, just leave it alone, bro. Why are you still going on with it? It's like somebody, if you got into a fight or an argument with them, and you said, bro, I'm done, I don't want to fight no more, I'm done, I'm letting it go, and they're still trying to chase you down and fight you. That's what's going down over here. It's like, okay, I'm done with it. Like, why are you still going on? Why are you still blabbing about it? You know, and you already got knocked out, and you still trying to get up and fight. That's what Jim Ryan is doing. He's like, I ain't never gonna give up. That pony is on crutches, still fighting. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But I'm gonna leave it right there, man. Make sure you guys smash that like, that subscribe button, click that notification bell, guys, so you guys can be notified what's going down in these gaming streets. Oh, and one more thing, guys. I dropped another link for GameFly. So if you guys want to deal on games, you can order some games now and have them shipped to your house for the low. That way, if you guys want to try some games and you pretty much don't want to break the bank like PS5 is doing, and you might not even want to keep the game that long, or you might not like the game, you can try them out and ship them back. You can rent games on there. So, till later, guys. Peace.